see the window, the ceiling to the floor. So it's got to be at least 8 feet tall, I would say, maybe even taller. This is Kim from Dorothy's Daughter. Welcome to the monthly chat. I hope y'all are doing well. It's been an eventful week. I'm not going to play around. This is what happened to me. I'm not sewing right now very much. I managed to get 2 seams in last night. I actually took a spill in an electronics store. I went to get a new backup camera put in my car, and I tripped over a step that should not have been in the middle of the store, and I actually sprained both wrists. This one they fear may be broken. It may be that bone that doesn't show up for a little while, so I won't know till next Friday. But in the meantime, I'm trying to make the most of it and do some planning and a seam or two wherever I can. I hope you're doing well. The channel's been doing super well, and I feel really great about the direction things are going. And I feel really good about getting back into the swing and even making some headway. I'm like super close to 25,000 subscribers, which was my goal before my 5-year anniversary, which is March 30th. So I think I'll make it. I don't want to count chickens before they're hatched, but I really think I will make it. And so that's a happy thing. But anyway, today I had some sewing news from around the internet that I thought maybe I found that I thought were things of interest. Well, let me go on and share just a couple things that I saw. You guys can let me know what you think about them. I have done a little research here. So there is this, I think she's 8 years old, girl, and she started out making a quilt for her doll. She's been sewing these quilts for the homeless, and she just said, I just want them to be warm, is what she said to the people who asked her. And they've even started a GoFundMe, and it's developed into this big ministry where she's not only giving them quilts, but she's giving them a meal and water. So that is just what a wonderful, wonderful young lady at 8 years old. It reminds me of someone I knew once. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Hannah's Socks, but Hannah was a little girl who decided to give her socks to a homeless man, and they developed this whole ministry in Toledo here where people were donating socks to the homeless shelters, and she just had this heart to make sure that everybody's feet were warm, which was just the sweetest thing. So yes, she is a sweet, sweet, sweet spirit. So let me go ahead and go to the next thing. I don't know what you guys all think about that, but it made me think, what are we doing? Because we did that not too long ago. We did the whole Sew for Good thing, and we gathered charities. If any of you have been keeping on with that, let me know. And there was another charity thing I saw here. Was, believe it or not, now Joann's has been in the news recently. However, this thing is kind of interesting for them. They are pairing up with an organization called Loose Ends. And Loose Ends is an organization that finishes projects left behind by people who pass. So someday they're probably going to inherit a whole lot from me. I'm just saying right now. Can you imagine all the UFOs we all have? Oh boy, that's quite a lot. But it's a really great thing that they're doing. I've heard a lot of bad things about Joann's lately, that they may be doing some bankruptcy type stuff. So they're trying to be good for the community, and I actually think they did a lot of good things during COVID, even though masks didn't really do as much as they promised us they would. Joann's was first off donating fabric, so it was a great thing. I think that's an amazing thing. So those were the 2 charity things I saw, and I will put all the links to these in the discussion underneath the video after it goes live, that you can follow up on that and go ahead and, if you want to donate anything to either one of those causes, I'm assuming Joann's must be donating parts of their profit to it, I hope. That is just, I think it's a great thing. All right, another thing I found, this is just kind of fun and interesting. This is in Kosovo, and there is this store called Dage, I think it's called, Dage, and it's a drapery store, but they have this giant, and the picture doesn't even do it justice. It is this giant sewing machine sculpture in the middle of the store, which I think is so cool. It says sewing machine sculptor takes center stage. And unfortunately, it's very far away from here to be able to see it, but I just thought this was the coolest thing. And of all places, a drapery store. I wasn't thinking that that would be a place that would have something like that. It's just interesting. They've got close-ups of the buttons and the needles. Where do you see the needles here? There's a little thread spool. I don't know what that is supposed to be, but look at the needles. Isn't that cool? So neat. I don't think that they had the size in here, but it's large. I mean, you can see those windows behind it. See the window, you know, the ceiling to the floor, so it's got to be at least 8 feet tall, I would say, maybe even taller. So that's something. They should have included the measurements in here, unless I just didn't see them. I thought it was just so cool. I had to share that with you guys. And let's see, the next thing I found was this lady who, at 60 years old, she couldn't find a hat for her wedding, so she made herself one, and she has since gone into making hats, and she's become a milliner, and almost in her 80s she's still making hats, which I thought was so neat that she is, you know, unleashing her creativity and still doing it, and she's very proud of it all. She said some of her creations take an hour or several weeks. It depends on what she's making. But so, in this question here I thought was cute. Has your life taken a new direction after the age of 60? I guess mine has. I started this channel when I was 60, so, or well, 61 actually. So how about you guys? Any of you guys that are over 60, have you started anything new? Let me know. Anyway, I thought that was kind of cool. And I'll put this link down there as well. And let's see. And I had one more. This is a story from the New York Times, and it was an article from 1860, and it tells the history of the sewing machine, and it was really, really interesting. So check that out. I think you'll enjoy it. And here's a picture of, I didn't subscribe, so I don't have a zoomed in version of it, but this is the entirety of the article in that newspaper from 1860 about the sewing machine. I think the story of how the sewing machine was invented is it's fascinating. There's another I did want to show you, was a new sweatshirt from Itch to Stitch. I think this is a very cool sweatshirt. I'm eager to make that one. This is Itch to Stitch, and it's called Boalsburg. I think this is a really cute sweatshirt. And I can see my granddaughters loving that too. I probably have enough left from my Aurora dress to do a sweatshirt like that if I just pick one more color out of that fabric. So anyway, thought I would just go ahead and share those with you guys. What is new in your world? I'm actually already filming a new series. I've already started it. Hopefully I'll get it done, that can air while I recuperate. And basically I'm going through every type of fabric imaginable, and I'm talking about the how the fabric feels, what are some suggested patterns, how to sew it, anything different or new about fabric. So I'm starting with the history of fabric and the various characteristics of fabric, and then I'm going to do light to mid-weight wovens and bottom weight wovens. Then I'm going to do stretch wovens and knits of the various weights. So what are you all making? I made a bunch of the cleft coats. I've done 2, 3, 4, 5 of them so far, and I did 2 for myself, and I tested the kids version, and I did 2 for my grandson. So that's a great pattern. It's so versatile, so that'll be a good one to look for as well. So have a good one, and I will see you guys soon on the next video. Happy sewing, guys. Bye-bye.